Alright guys, hope everybody's doing good. Figured I'd come back here to the movie room today and just show a little bit of stuff that I got that picked up now past couple weeks, I believe. And yeah, got some stuff to kind of go over and everything. So guys will probably, you know how I do it. I usually end up sitting here just blabbering on. So guys, please feel free to go get yourself something to drink, get a snack, whatever it is, and let's kick back and let's have a little bit of fun. But anyway, let's get into this whole thing. Let's see. I want to show that. Yeah, let's do this first. All right, definitely want to give a big shout out to a new YouTuber. Goes by Gore-aphobe. You guys should definitely go check his channel out. He hit me up a few times, and me and him was communicating back and forth. Got to see his videos and like the stuff this guy has, man. He I can tell by looking at that room he's sitting in too. He's got the addiction just like the rest of us do. That's for sure. But anyway, guys, that is Gore-aphobe, Gore-aphobe, which is APHOBE. Right now on his YouTube channel, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 6 videos, so he's just starting up, getting it going. Like I said, I really do enjoy his content. I kicked back yesterday for a little bit while I had, and I watched all of his videos. He just did his Screen Factory poster collection, part 1 and part 2, the last 2 or 3 days, and I got to check those out, man. He's got some great posters right there. He's got some really hard to find ones, and I'm not sure. I was looking in his comment section, of course, because I was hitting him up. And I believe somebody referred to him and used his name as David. So, David, if that is your name, man, if it's not, man, just let me know. But yeah, I was definitely digging that channel, guys. So definitely go over there and check it out. Like I said, guys, that's Gore-aphobe. He's got some views on his videos too, which is awesome. Looks like he's averaging about 50 views, and he's been on there for about a week now. So 6 videos in a week, man. Kudos to you. David, like I said, if that is your name, man. I had a ball yesterday going back and forth with you. I will tell you, I did a sub to your channel after you hit me up, and definitely go over this as well. But for some reason, I subbed to the channel, watched a few videos. I think I must have got out of the app or something like that. When I went back in, I saw that you had messaged me saying like, "Hey, did you unsubscribe from my channel?" And it definitely, I didn't do that, man. I guess YouTube just felt it necessary to automatically unsubscribe me once I got out of their app. And on top of that, the past few weeks I haven't been receiving my notifications for the people hit me up in the comments section through YouTube. I've checked for updates and everything. Thankfully, the only way I can actually see that stuff is I have my YouTube linked to my email address. And thankfully, I do get notifications through my email on my phone whenever somebody comments. But I will tell you, even though I have it linked like that, sometimes I just don't even get the notification even through my email. Which is, I think it's time for YouTube to fix their shit up. I mean, YouTube is huge. Who doesn't use it? I think it's time for them to do an update and fix some of this shit. But yeah, I was seeing it there for a while. I've noticed too that if people hit me up in the comment section and they use profanity or anything like that in it, YouTube automatically doesn't let me see that message. I'll see the notification and what they started out with, but YouTube will only let me see like the first couple sentences of it, and then I can see no more. If I click that comment, it'll say due to community standards, I'm not allowed to see the message. I have opened up YouTube Studio before. Donato taught me this trick. To install YouTube Studio, and even though if YouTube removes the comment or makes it where you can't see it in its entirety, you can go to YouTube Studio and open it up and see it that way. Now I have seen it, I have seen that work a couple of times, but even now it seems like I saw like some of the comments on my Beavis and Butthead videos. I guess for some people were using profanity in it, and even YouTube Studio wouldn't even let me open up the comment on it. So not really sure what's going on there. So David, man, like I said, Gore-aphobe, be a little leery about your comment section there too, man. Like sometimes, hopefully it works out good for you and you actually get to see your notifications whenever your comments come in. If not, definitely check out YouTube Studio, download that, sign in on that as well. If you haven't already, hopefully that'll be another outlet that'll let you see your messages in their entirety. YouTube is getting very strict. We've seen this the past couple years, guys, where just some crazy standards and practices are taking place just because people get fucking way too offended so easily this day and age. Can't even read your own comment section. And believe it or not, like I think was it just this month I've officially been on YouTube now for a year. And to be honest with you, I've never really received like like really like negative comments, like once or twice here and there, and it was just usually people just like trolling the channel who obviously didn't have any idea what the fuck they were talking about. But most of the time I get like this shit, like there will be like this spam kind of shit where they'll leave a comment in there and it'll be like a dash number or something. You try to click on it and it's some kind of adult sex kind of shit or something. So man, watch out for that too, man. Don't click on that shit and open it up. You'll probably end up getting a fucking virus or something and whatever device you're on, and before you know it, you have to go through some bullshit. I had some shit like that happen last year that went through my messenger on my phone and just sent everybody like this link, and it appeared like I sent it to them, which I never did. But it sent them some link or some shit. And all it was like some kind of porn shit. And once you opened it up, that was it. So there's no telling where the fuck I got that from. Whether I got it from YouTube, out of one of those things I try to open up because I was new at the time. I'm like, who the fuck sent this and what is it? And there you go. Shit went downhill fast. But yeah, again, man, Gore-aphobe, man. Definitely love your channel, man. Me and you was messaging back and forth and everything. And you was saying that he was a little skeptical at first. He'll get in front of the camera. And like I said, man, I think everybody has that feeling. I definitely have that feeling. I know numerous other people that I was talking to whenever I started my channel, like, Frank Fulci, Toddy Walnuts. I think everybody does, man. Everybody gets that that kind of like that little nervousness about him being like, fuck, you kind of putting yourself out there, just wait, because there's just people trolling, ready just to talk some shit and just be just cruel, heartless motherfuckers. But I dig what you're doing, man. I like the fact that you don't give a fuck and you just went for it. I remember yesterday you were saying, I'm just gonna be me and let it be. If it ain't enough, oh well, fuck them. And that's a great attitude to have, man. That's exactly how I am. Even though I will agree with you, doing that sometimes though does tend to get me into some trouble. But if you're willing to get into that trouble, you can fight your way right back out of it and don't back down. So I do like that attitude about you, man. So keep that coming, man. 6 videos in 1 week, man. Kudos to you for doing that, man. Keep that content coming. I can tell around that room, man, you have so many possibilities of content to cover. Yeah, man, I would definitely love to, me personally, give you like, if you want to have some ideas about doing videos or anything like that, I always, ask all my viewers and everything, like, hey, if there's anything you want to see or watch me break down or something that I've got, let me know. I'll be glad to make a video of it. And that's where I went from there. So, man, like, definitely, I know that you did your video doing your Screen Factory collection. It'd be nice, though, too, man, to see those imports that you have, too. Like, you was holding up some of the second sight stuff. Glad to see a YouTuber giving a lot of love, man, to the overseas releases. Unfortunately, we still have a lot of collectors, man, that, and this is just my opinion, I could be wrong on this, but I see it on Facebook all the time in some of these film groups and these boutique groups, but there's a lot of people, like, especially when that Dawn of the Dead set right there came out over there from Second Sight. Of course, it was 4K, but the 4K one disc 4 was region locked to region B, or if you didn't have a 4K and you did want to get the Blu-ray format of that box set, there was a lot of people in those groups and on YouTube being like, well, I'm just going to hold out and wait till the American release gets here because I'm not buying a fucking region free player and I'm not going through all that bullshit. If it's not released here in America, I don't want it. That's a horrible fucking outlook, especially when you come into a collector of collecting films, because I'm sure we all know exactly just how fucked up all that is. Some of these overseas releases, they get their license quicker than the U.S. does for certain films in other territories. What they're able to do with that, whether they got special features lined up for it, it all gets affected somewhere along the line. And to sit there and just be like, I'm not getting a region free player, I'm only going to buy the shit that's released here in my territory, that's limiting yourself. Like your library is just your personal library at that point is very restricted, and why restrict anything that you love? So that whole now with the 4K format that we got, that's great. It's you can pop that shit in any 4K player and it's gonna work because they're not region locked. But the biggest consumption of our physical media is definitely Blu-ray. 4K's been popping for a couple of years now. We're seeing these boutiques grab them, and that's all great. But for the majority of what's on our shelves, guys, and I'm pretty sure everybody can agree with this when it comes to the boutique side, the biggest percentage of our collections is still Blu-ray. So, but I definitely dig that though, man. I'm glad to see you like holding up the Region B stuff, overseas stuff, Second Sight. I saw the Arrow video little section you had right there. I said, little, it's a nice fucking size collection you got there. Would definitely love to see those, man. That too, man, like when you're showing them. Another thing I'd like to really see, man, is kind of like your thoughts on it. Like pull off each one. I'm like not asking like, hey, like break it down. But if you pull it off the shelf, man, you got like a great memory of seeing that in the theater, because I did over here. You say that for a few ones. Like, pull one off the shelf. Like, let's say if it's, Arrow Videos release a Brain Damage and you've got like a really cool memory about that film or something. I always like to hear that, because it seems like it's a little bit more intimate. It's a little bit more characteristic, and I get to know you a little bit better. But yeah, as far as like pulling it off the shelf and like reading the fucking synopsis on camera and then flipping it over and then going over all of the special features, not asking none of that shit, man. Because I think a lot of people do just get kind of bored, and they're just like, okay, dude, like I'll just pause it and read the fucking specs off your shit. But for me, I always like the fact when people like pull them off one by one, and they're like, oh, like I'll give you an example of Toddy Walnuts, man. As long as I've watched him, I think he was doing his comparison video for People Under the Stairs. He had the Scream Factory Collector's Edition, and he had the Arrow video release. And he told this a fucking bizarre story. I'll never forget it. And this is how it sticks with me, because it's just one of those characteristic traits that I like. But so when the movie first came out, he went to a local theater in his hometown, and he's in Wisconsin, by the way. And fucking he's in there watching the movie, and all of a sudden they come in, the fucking the people that work in the theater like come in there and tell them they all gotta fucking leave because the theater just caught fire on one of the other rooms or some shit. So basically it caught fire. They all had to evacuate and leave. As he was leaving, of course, they gave him free tickets to come back and check out the movie again after they, of course, got the fire contained and cleaned up and all that shit. So you got to go back and watch the movie. Most people would be like, okay, dude, like, who gives a fuck? But to me, like, that shit sticks with me, because I'm just like, dude, like, what an experience that was. Like, holy fuck. So, but yeah, I'd like to see that though too, man. Everything. Sorry to ramble, man, but I'm glad you started your channel, man. I love the fact, man, that there's more of us coming out, and I really, especially, I love it whenever somebody's like brand new and they're like hitting me up and they're like, yeah, man, I like your videos and everything. Will you check out mine? I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll check out yours. Like, I want to communicate with you, and that's my best thing about this. We can all sit here on camera and we can show, well, I just bought this big expensive set and like these 40 releases right here I got from Arrowview. That's all great and everything, but it's nice to really be able to connect, talk about the fucking shit you just got and everything. To me, like, that's the best. And through this, the best for me, of course, is I've got to meet some of my best friends doing this. Whether it's Cody, Alan, Donato, Anthony. And I'm trying to fucking sit here and think, I'm like, whatever you do, Johnny, don't leave nobody out, because that would be fucked up. Ryan Herman, he was another. I haven't talked to him in a little bit, but that's on my part. I need to reach out a little bit more with Ryan, but I know he still watches my videos and everything. Super nice guy. Some of the greatest people you'll meet and actually get to interact with whenever these announcements get dropped. Like, take last year, like with that Friday the 13th set, and everybody lost their shit whenever Scream Factory announced it that day. That was a great day to like really connect with those people I had just in my little clique, and we were all just fucking smitten. Like, it was great just to bounce back and forth and be like, oh, what if they get this missing footage, and just endless possibilities, and we're all just sitting there just jazzing each other the fuck up to the point where it's like we keep going and we're going to have to go to a fucking hospital because somebody's going to flatline here in a minute. I love that shit. Love the fact that everybody gets excited just as much as I do, and then they bring their excitement in, I bring mine in, and we just bounce it off of one another. And before you know it, there's your common ground, and that's all it takes right there. And it's fucking great to have that community. Most people on the outside will look at this and be like, okay, like you do that shit, you open up a YouTube channel and you're just sitting there talking about whatever movie it is that's coming out, what labels releasing what. Along the way, you're going to find some dickhead on there just ridiculing you, what you think of that movie, or, oh, that movie fucking sucked. You mean to tell me you spent $35 for that piece of shit? You're going to have those people out there, man. Fuck all them people, man. That shit don't even matter. They're mostly pathetic people who ain't got nothing else better to do with their life except for watch your videos and go, let me find something to ridicule this motherfucker on. So fuck all them people. Brush them off to the side. But I'm glad to see what you're doing, man. Keep it up. I definitely want to see some more videos from you. And hey, man, if you you ever want to work together on a video or anything like that, YouTube does have its restrictions where we can't, especially if you're using a cell phone, you can't shoot a live video and stuff like that. But if you ever want to do videos where we're tagging one another, being like, hey, like show me your top 10 favorite Scream Factory releases. And then I can tag you with like, hey, like show me like your top 15 Arrow video releases that you have on your shelf right now. That's the kind of shit I'll live for. That'd be great. I have got to do very minor things so far along that way. I haven't really had anybody reached out that, I've had people reach out and say like, hey, like tell us your top 10 of this, and that's great to do. But it's another thing to be like, okay, I want you to tell me your top 10 of this label or this category or this genre. But I want you to also ask me, like, my shit. That way we could trade video for videos. So that would be fucking awesome, man. I love collaborating, love communicating. And you seem like a really like a good laid back dude who knows his shit. So I love the hell out of that, man. And I'll be more than happy, man, to do it. So anything you ever need, you want to ask, any help whatsoever, man. Night and day. Just hit me up, man. And I'll get back with you. And, I know YouTube can be a little, right now from what I'm seeing, YouTube's a little shitty on the content section. Not content, but comment section. Sometimes I don't see the comment until my email notification lets me know. Then I'm, at this point, fucking like a 50-50 chance whether I'm going to get that through my email since it's linked. But, if you ever want to hit me up on like another platform, like, Facebook Messenger, I do have Facebook, man. So feel free to look me up on there. It's Johnny Walker. After you see countless fucking pages of nothing but booze, you'll see a picture of this guy right here. And that's me. And hit me up on there, man. 9-day Messenger. I got it all, man. So just go ahead. Twitter, man. I kind of stay off Twitter now. I do have one. I'll be honest with you. I don't even remember the last time I checked it. I remember I even deleted the app at one point. I can't remember if I reinstalled it on my phone. Twitter it's kind of weird for me to say this because I usually only use social media just for entertainment purposes, such as news for labels coming out, blah, blah, blah. I don't use it for the whole thing of like bickering back and forth with relatives or none of that shit. I do that shit on a daily basis, so in person, and I don't want to do it cyberly. So, but yeah, like Facebook Messenger, like that's my shit. Me and my fellas, man, when we get together, we watch movies, man. We use the platform Discord just so we can kind of live chat. We're all right there on one screen. It's, no video or nothing like that. It's just all, basically text and type. And we use that to watch movies with, man. But like I said, Facebook Messenger is probably going to be about the best anyway. But feel free to look me up on that, man. And I'll be more than happy, man, to communicate with you on that. Anyway, guys, so I hope I covered that. That is Gore-aphobe. I just want to give him a ton of love and make sure I covered everything that I possibly could. Gore-aphobe, I will tell you, man, you doing that poster collection part 1 and part 2 makes me think of an empty promise that I made long ago. I had a couple people who asked me, it was like, it'd be great to see you do your Scream Factory poster collection. And I will say I have a fuck ton of them. The biggest majority of them are rolled, but there is a lot over there that is folded. The folded stuff, man, is nothing to go through. Like I was watching your videos, especially with the folded ones, you can kind of stack them together and then just go, here's this one, here's this one. The fucking folded ones, though, you're taking out of the tube, you're unrolling, then you got to roll it back up, get it back in the tube. I'm a little bit delicate with my shit and everything, and I'm always thinking like, God, man, like watch me fuck up and rip one of these right on camera, just to be a fucking video testimony of me doing something stupid. But I definitely do need to fucking do that. I promise I will make that happen. I should have said long ago, like, just look, when the time's right, I'll do that. But that's a lot of prep though, because I'm not gonna sit here and pull each one out of the tube. I'm gonna go ahead and pull them all out of the tube, flatten them out, put something on them to to hold them in place, and then pick them up and go one by one. So I'd rather do that. But all of that takes time. So it was really cool to see you do that though, man. I was digging the hell out of those posters that you got, man. That fucking Ginger Snaps posters. I saw you had that Funhouse poster frame too, man. What a fucking charm, man. That is a piece of gold you got in your hands right there. Most people, it's just an 18 by 24 piece of paper. To me, that's fucking gold. Love that movie. Love it. And Ginger Snaps, man. Fuck nothing to sleep on. But yeah, man. That's all your shit, man. Really good stuff, man. So keep up the good work, man. Just let me know if there's anything you ever need. You want to collaborate on whatever, man. When it comes to me, man, the fucking sky is the limit. We can do anything. So super glad to talk to you, man. You seem like a really cool, down to earth guy. So I love the hell out of that, and I appreciate the hell out of that for you. So cheers. Moving along, guys. I gotta give my buddy Alan Crum on here. Dude's been down since day one. Talk to him every day. Matter of fact, just got a message when I first started this video up. I believe he was asking me about Skinner over there. Well, I saw that and the notification that pushed through. I just didn't open up the message yet. He's asking about Skinner and some other things. So knowing Alan, he's probably buying up a bunch of shit, because that's what Alan does. Alan sees something that he likes and he goes for it. And I love him for it. But Alan's been very, very fucking cool to me, whether it's just been back and forth with commenting on Messenger. We watch movies together on Discord. We always get together for Joe Bob night, as long as he doesn't have his poker night going and stuff like that, which us fellas, we know how those schedules get, and you only get so much time to break away for free on that work week. So this is no hard feelings. Alan, we love the hell out of you, man. I'm very excited that you got to join us for the season 3 finale of Joe Bob Briggs there doing what was that? Humanoids from the Deep was the closer, and I believe, oh goddamn, get it together, Giant. We just watched this. Brain fart. Little House of Horrors, the original. Man, I dug the hell out of that one too. I can't believe I just spaced that one out. I definitely want a release of that thing right there. I think my wife was really digging that one too. My wife loves the remake just like I do. But definitely wouldn't mind having a release of that. Jesus Christ. But anyway, I want to give him a big shout out. Alan usually doesn't really too much care for the Scream Factory posters that come with the collector's editions, the 18 by 24 posters. And Alan sent me some great stuff, man. I think like one of the first posters he sent me was Dreamscape. I was super glad he had that one. I was like, wow, man, thanks for that. He sent it to me, just being the good guy that he is. And then he turned around and I know he sent me, what was that? Evil's Frankenstein. And I believe it was Kiss of the Vampire was the other one. So that was 3 right there. And plus he sent me this one right here, which I just picked up from Best Buy literally just a couple of weeks ago, if that. It might have been a couple weeks by now. But there is King Kong Collector's Edition right there. 2-disc set I just picked up from Best Buy. Can't wait to dig into this. It's a shame it's been sitting on this coffee table back here for a little bit, because I really was anticipating this release right here. And by the time I went to the Scream Factory website, the poster was long gone. We all know that there is some hardcore fucking King Kong fans, especially with everything that's been coming out here recently. Those Gamera sets, those Godzilla sets, from that big ass Godzilla set from Criterion. What's that? The Gamera set. You got the big boy from Arrow Video, or the 2 condensed sets that they later came out with, which doesn't look bad at all. You take the boxes and put them together, and it makes the one big image, which is fucking great. What a great thing for Arrow Video to accomplish on that art. But I did pick this up, not through Scream Factory. I went to Best Buy and picked it up, since Scream Factory already had the poster. Pretty much, it was way gone. And so I was walking around Best Buy, and I was looking for this one, because I saw in the Scream Factory fan group on Facebook that this one was sitting at Best Buy for $27.99, and some Best Buys even had this one and Event Horizon sitting on the shelf with Slip for $27.99. Unfortunately, mine only had this one and not Event Horizon, but I was glad because, hey, it's 1 out of 2. Fuck it, I'll take what I can get. So I picked this up. I picked it up and made a video showing it. And just like Alan, being Alan, he saw the video and hit me up, and he was like, hey, if you're interested in that poster, I got it. And I'm not going to use it, so if you want it, just say it, and I'll be sending it your way. And sure enough, I was like, hell yeah, man, I like that poster, definitely. I mean, I don't know if there's any time soon I'm going to be able to get around to hanging that up or anything, but for the collection, I definitely want that. A couple of days later, boom, right in the mailbox from none other than Mr. Alan Crum. So, Alan, I definitely do want to let you know I did get that rascal. I did hit you up on Messenger the day I got it and sent you a photo of it. I think you probably just might have spaced it out. And Alan said he came across the USPS receipt in his truck in the visor, and had a brain fart. Didn't remember whether or not to check back in on with me whether I got it. So, brother, yes, I do got it. I was completely fine. I opened the cap up on it and looked in the inside. Good to go, man. Super glad to have this, man. And I'm always super grateful for you, man. But yeah, man, that's great artwork. I love the hell out of that. This, man, fucking Kong on there, man. That head is just gigantic, man. It's just big, larger than life, and that's exactly what he's supposed to be. All right, guys. So we'll push forward just a little bit ahead here. But yeah, Alan, I know, man. I know you watch my videos, and I know you're watching this, man. So, Alan, fucking thank you so much, man, for everything that you do, for being the great friend that you are. Hopefully, brother, just me and you've been talking every day. Hopefully, we will get that confirmation email from Vinegar Syndrome about our Halfway to Black Friday sale. We are impatient. We're not bitching about them or anything like that. We're just two ecstatic grown men who act like little kids when it comes to shit we're getting in the mail. It's like Christmas, and we're just excited. So, man, hopefully those notifications come in pretty soon, and me and you will be sitting back chilling with our boxes. But I'm definitely going to do a video for that box. But Alan, I would definitely like to see you. I would never like to press people to do videos and put them on YouTube, but if you would, you just want to make it personal, I would like to see you do a video and then just share it with me on Messenger. And if the file's too big, just send it through text in increments or something. I don't know. I want to see you do a video of it, pulling out what you got, because I'm excited to see it, man. While I'm thinking about that, Donato, I know I'm not going to give too much away because I'm pretty sure he's got something lined up in the future. But guys, Donato Giallo, very dear friend of mine as well. Great guy. Talk to him all the time, just like Alan and Cody. Talk to him all the time. He made one hell of fucking order from Vinegar Syndrome, just like Alan did. I think those. At one point, after I was talking to both of them just to see what the damage they had kind of done, I was kind of thinking, I was like, they must have sold a fucking car or like refinanced their house or something for that fucking order. Jesus. So, but Donato, I know he got his box in. He lives in Canada. Thankfully, that Vinegar Syndrome has their own distribution warehouse now in Canada to help ship to them. He got his in. He just sent me 2 or 3 pics, and looks like he had so much they couldn't fit it all in one big box, so they sent him another box on top of it. So he got 2 boxes, and I saw the next photo where he just had everything just fucking stacked up on the table, and my curiosity was like, oh, let me see the spines. I want to see what you got. So, hopefully he'll get that video going, but I do know for a fact, not going to say anything too much because I don't know if he wants me to say anything about this, but he's definitely got a video right now that he is editing for his channel, and I'm sitting here just going, damn, I hope he found some free time between yesterday and today to put some more editing to that thing and bring it to his desire so he can upload that thing and we can all bask in his glory, because it's been too long since Donato put a video on there. Donato, I know you've been working a lot, man, between, the new day job that you have now that you've been crunching, and life itself. Being a father and having a bunch of kids, man, that's I know exactly what that's like. And time's very limited. I don't think limited is the word. I think time is just like, this self-time is just becoming obsolete these days. But super stoked to see that Donato, man. So when you get that out, man, Shit, man, I'll be the first one to click on it. I can tell you that, brother. So, but Donato, hope the wife and the kids is doing good. Send Vicky my love, man. Let's see what else we got. Let's jump into some stuff here. Do I want to talk about Severn because the sale's going on right now? We should just do this all in one video. We're already at 30 minutes. Okay, let me just look. Let me do this. I'll just show you some stuff, guys, that I have picked up here recently. I know I did make a video of this right here that I just got this in. This was maybe a couple weeks ago. This is Santa Sangre. This is the 4K UHD 4-disc set. I'm very much looking to dive into this. Mr. Cody was the one who, he was my whole inspirational buying this. I know jack shit. I try to stay away from trailers, reviews, the whole 9 yards. I want to go in just as blind as possible and hopefully come out the other end just fucking every color of the rainbow, mesmerized. I want to feel like a fucking unicorn when this is over. But Santa Sangre, never seen any of this director's work or anything like that. So got mine. I think Cody might still be waiting on his, or maybe he's already got it already. I need to check back in with him, but I know he was still waiting on his when I got mine. So I was letting him know I got it. And not to mention, Donato just showed me a picture the other night. And this right here was sitting right there. He definitely picked one up too. So I was super glad to see that because the first thing that came to my mind was, okay, I got it. Cody's getting it if he hasn't already. And Donato's got it. That's already right there. That's 3 of us right there popping the disc at the same time, Discord. That's going to be a fucking unforgettable moment. So even if those guys love this film and this one maybe just ain't my desired taste, I still get the biggest kick out of watching something new for the very first time with my boys. So, I know, that sounds very sentimental. I'm just a sentimental kind of person, and this is the shit I love, and I love sharing it with other people who are like me. So, yeah, definitely glad to see that in his pick, that he got it and everything. I told him straight up, I think I got $45 into this. This is a blind buy for me. Usually, 45, 50, 60 bucks. I'm a little leery sometimes on being like, that's a little bit of money, and I don't know if I want to jump in and spend that much money on something I don't know about. But when I got Cody sitting right there saying like, hey man, like I know your taste. This is great style. This is something you've never seen before. Give this a shot. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. So I take that to heart because that dude knows my movies just like Donato. He knows my shit too. Just Donato telling me the other night, because I was kind of on the fence during that Vinegar Syndrome sale. I put it in there because I had to have it, of course, and I was going to get it regardless. But like that Scanner Cop set, which I know nothing of those movies, never seen them before. I trickled in just on the trailers a little bit, didn't complete them though. I just wanted to kind of get a taste of what was to offer. Like, wet the whistle a little bit, then I'll take it from there once I get it. I'm just that kind of person. But after he told me just how much he fucking loved those movies and what great additions those were, and Vinegar Syndrome knocked it out of the park with that release, with that box set and everything, it made my day. I was like, okay, like, fuck, man, that was $60, nothing. Yeah, it's just fucking great, man. Like, I don't even feel the slightest bit bad about being like, I just might have spent $60 on some shit. It happens time to time, but to hear Donato say that he was just over the moon about them, I'm like, fuck yeah, I can't wait to get my box. And now the big question is hey, like, when I get my box in, will you watch them with me? I'm that guy. Like, even though you just watch the fucking movie on your own, like, I just got mine in, so now can you watch it with me? Because I don't want to watch it alone, and I want to share that moment. He's like, fuck yeah. That's why I love him. Yeah, Santa Sangre. Like I said, guys, I've had that in for a couple weeks now. Definitely looking into diving into that. Let's see here. Next up, Joe Bob Briggs. This was... No, we had Sledgehammer Things, and I think this came after that. So not the very last episode of the season 3 finale of Joe Bob Briggs season 3, but the week before that, Joe Bob Briggs showed 2 movies, and I want to say... Jesus Christ, what was the first movie? My brain is just not wanting to function. There's just so much shit. It'll come to me when I'm not thinking about it. Not disrespecting the first film, because I'm sure I love the hell out of it. I just can't think of it. But I think me and Cody was the last ones hanging around after the first movie had ended. I think think Donato might have not been there that night, or maybe he might have watched the first film with us and then had to split. I know Matt was there with us, and due to his work schedule, he can always hang out with us from that 9 o'clock start to the very end of the first film. And he usually has to duck out and get ready to go to bed and get ready for the stressful work day the next day, and doesn't get a chance to watch the second film with us, which was a shame for this night. But that second film that night was none other than The Day of the Beast. And me and Cody was sitting there watching it. I was loving the hell out of this thing, and I was like, wow, like this is just nonstop. It's just, you get punched in the teeth 1 minute, and the fucking next minute you getting kicked in the balls. Like, it's just nonstop. And I was loving the hell out of it. Cody was eating it up too. Just the comments we were going back and forth with on Discord, I just pretty much knew we were connecting on it really good, and he was digging it. So as soon as the film ended, the credits rolled, the first thing I did was went over to orbitdvd.com. Asked Cody, I'm like, hey, do you have a copy of that yet? Did you already get it? And he was like, nah, unfortunately I didn't get it. First thing I did was like, fuck this, you got it now. So Orbit's a little strict though on their website. Like I was telling Cody, I don't know if they'll let me order, because they don't want you ordering 2 of the same product for the limited rare stuff. And I'm pretty sure with this having a slipcover on it, it is considered limited. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try. What's the worst that can happen? I'll order a 4K slipcover version from them, and I'll order a Blu-ray slipcover version with them. At least I'm ordering 2 different formats, so it's not like I'm buying 2 from him to hold on to one and then flip the other one like most scalpers do. And I'm sure Orbit sees those kind of algorithms and orders like that, because they know people are fucking over one another. So I ordered it like that, and it worked out perfectly. Me and Cody, I know we have talked, man, so much about whether, what 4Ks are we actually interested in? Are we really going to go through that extra mile to spend that much money to do this and that? No way where I'm with agreeance on you. I'm not going back through this whole entire collection, and because I have them up on the shelf and they just happen to be coming out on 4K UHD, I'm not going to, just like you, I'm not going to fucking take all those and convert them into fucking 4K UHD. I'm just not doing it. I'm there with you, brother. But when I got this one, I had every intention of sending this one to you, the 4K one, and I was going to keep the Blu-ray because I'm happy with that, dude. I was like, fuck it, it looked great when Joe Bob was showing it. Fucking, I'm pretty sure that disc is going to look even better. I'm good with that. Same content, same everything, same slipcover from, other than the 4K stamp at the top. But unfortunately, when I got this one in, yeah, I probably should contact Orbit DVD about this. But I'm not, because I'm sure it's not their fault. I'm sure this is Severin's fault right here, just putting that ultra tight fucking saran wrap around their shit, and then shipping it out in those container boxes that they do. They probably fucked it up themselves. I mean, who knows? Orbit sent it to me in a very great box. It was packed. It was packed with padding and everything else. Cody's, I saw his, and it came with a slipcover that looked fine. Unfortunately, on this one, it looks like I got some, I don't know if that camera's going to pick it up. I'll turn it at an angle. But I definitely got like some teeth mark shit going on right there. I don't know whether it was just heavy shit was set on it at an angle, and it didn't, instead of being able to crush since the case was in there, it put some indentions in there. I've seen worse, so I'm not bitching, but I didn't want to send him a fucked up slipcover for the release. I was more than happy sending that to him as a gift, as just to say thank you for watching it with me and being a good friend. So I didn't want to send him something fucking mangled. But yeah, I thought about contacting them about that, but honestly, I think it's just minuscule to the point where I'm like, I can live with that. It ain't no big deal. It's, yeah, it's a little shitty, but I can live with it. The most part, the slipcover's fine. I know it's there. You probably have to look for it to find those imperfections, but since I do know it's there and part of my OCD clicks off, I pick it up off the shelf, and the first thing I'm like, well, how bad is that? Oh, yeah, fuck, I see it now. That kind of thing. But, Cody, man, I hope you're happy with that Blu-ray copy that I sent you, man. I'm sure, man, between this 4K and that Blu-ray, man, I'm sure there is not like a big difference, so... But hell, man, if you're okay with that little shit right there on the slipcover, fuck, man, if you want this one instead of that Blu-ray, all you gotta do is say something, dude, man, and I'll fucking send this your way, and you know it. But anyway, that's another Severin release right there. I will show you some of the stuff I got here. This is Father's Day stuff. And I will tell you this, my wife, I can tell that she ordered some of this stuff from Amazon because Amazon treats stuff like shit. The first mistake is they put everything in fucking bubble mail envelopes to mail them out. And we're not talking about cheap shit here. I'm sure to a lot of people, these $28, $25 movies is pretty cheap, but when you order like 4 or 5 of them, it's like $100, $125, $150 for a stack of movies. I kind of expect my shit to be handled with a little bit better care. But anyway, I did. My wife got me a few of these. I'm super glad to have them. Not going to bitch about. Just one of the conditions of these slip covers is just a little depressing, but it is what it is. Yeah, guys, I'll show you this one up first. This is one I'm so glad to get. Whenever I got that present on Father's Day, past Sunday, just super stoked for this. I do have this film in my Hammer Horror 8-film collection up there on Blu-ray, but I'm so glad to have the Scream Factory one. This does have a new 2K scan from the Inner Positive, got some new audio commentaries, and a great list of special features, and that is none other than Hammer Horror's The Brides of Dracula. I do love the hell out of this film. Guys, there is this this documentary on Vudu, if you get a chance, and you do have Vudu. It's the 50 most best unseen horror films that you've never seen. And Brides of Dracula is definitely one of those films on there. After I saw that, I immediately opened up my box of Hammer Horror, the 8-film collection that I have over there on that shelf, which is the red one leaning right there beside Dawn of the Dead. 8 films in there, and there's 8 films in there, and there's 5 collector's editions of Hammer Horror films that has since previously been released since that release, and I got all 5 of them, thankfully. But that is Brides of Dracula. Can't wait to pop this one in and get into it. I'm really loving, the past couple years I've been just loving Hammer Horror. I'm just watching anything I can get my hands on of them. But yeah, man, I love the hell out of this, man. Peter Cushing, man, what a titan. Him, Christopher Lee, man, fuck, you can't go wrong. Anything that is Hammer Horror and got either one of those dudes in it. And I've watched this movie, and this is great. This takes a little, just like any other Hammer Horror film, it's got that gothic overtone. You got some great character development that kind of creeps in and out. People being introduced that's like, whoa, wait a minute, where do they come from and what the fuck are they doing here? Only to add to the mystery of what the plot is about to turn on. But anyway, guys, that is Brides of Dracula. I will say this too. I notice a lot of people like in the Scream Factory fan collectors pages on Facebook. There's numerous. There's some that's just buy and sell. There's some pages on there where people just post what they got recently, what to look out for, surprise announcements, and stuff like that. I will say with those groups, it seems like every time Scream Factory announces a Hammer Horror title as a standalone release or a collector's edition, the comment section on there lets me know very clearly that there is the majority in those groups. It's just like, really, man? Like, more Hammer Horror? You guys couldn't do Child's Play 2, Child's Play 3. You couldn't announce that Nightmare on Elm Street box set yet. Look, I'm just like the rest of those guys. I would love that shit in a heartbeat. But when they announce Hammer Horror titles, I get fucking super nerdy about them. I'm like, let me find out what I can find about them. I'm getting that shit. And I bought a lot of Hammer Horror products through Scream Factory since they got their sub-license for them. And super glad to have them, by the way. But yeah, guys, I will tell you, I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you that Hammer Horror is a taste for everybody, because it's not. There's a lot of people who don't like to watch the older, like 60s, 70s movies. And these are primarily, that generation of films. This one in particular, I'm trying to look at, this is 1960, so we're going back. I love the hell out of these movies. It's nice to take a break from like your 80s slasher films, that 90s horrors genre that we got just bombarded with, a lot of the shitty franchises like Urban Legend, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and all that. It's nice to take a break from all of that traditional stuff that we watch, even newer stuff, and to go back and check out some of this shit that started it all. To me, right here, Universal in America had their Universal Monsters. That started North America off on its plateau of just becoming infamous. I don't think of Hammer Horror any different. I think this is the British answer to Universal, and they don't always just deal with vampires, werewolves, and shit like that. They have an array of films. Sometimes it doesn't even involve the supernatural. So, yeah, The Brides of Dracula, I love the hell out of that. If you do like Hammer horror films, you have a taste for them. Maybe you've seen a couple and you're like, I wouldn't mind diving in a little bit deeper. Definitely, Brides of Dracula is one for you to check out. And I'm telling you, just the story for this one alone is very unique from any other like vampire film that you've probably ever seen, because you're getting to see the opposite sex kind of like take this lead role, but it's all being masterminded by, of course, a male vampire. But it does take a little spin there. Don't want to say too much more to ruin it, but guys, I do hope you check that out, though. Take my word for it, it's great. You pick this up and you watch it. Tell me what you think of it. Hit me up in the comments section. That was Brides of Dracula. Next up, here's another Hammer horror I just can't get enough of, and this is Phantom of the Opera. Guys, I'll be honest with you, this is one of those Hammer horror films I've never seen. This one is also in that 8-film collection I got up there, the Hammer horror 8-film collection, in that box set. I just never got around to watching it. I think I went to go pop that disc in one night to watch it after I'd done binged a couple movies out of that set. Got kind of tired, fell asleep. Didn't fall asleep just because I was bored with it. I was just tired because I was just been binging movies all day. But yeah, I don't really know nothing about this. From what I can tell, it doesn't say anything about a new scan or a new restoration. But I can tell you, even though it doesn't say that, sometimes these things do look a little bit better. They do put an effort into cleaning some stuff up. Compared to other releases, I can tell you that. They do got some new audio commentaries on there. Filmmaker, film historian. Wow, that is a list too. They got multiple commentaries on here, new commentaries. Let's see what you got here. New, The Men Who Made Hammer. Anthony Hines, can't wait to check that out. I've seen the Men Who Made Horror featurettes before. Love hearing those guys talk about that. Definitely some archive stuff right here, like the TV. You got a TV version on here, the making of Phantom of the Opera, narrated by actor Edward De Souza, plus interviews with Richard Golan, Alan Lavender, and Edward De Souza, and a theatrical trailer. So can't wait to dig into this. 85 minutes. Like I said, guys, this one is from 1962, so 2 years after Brides of Dracula right there. So Phantom of the Opera. Can't wait. Guys, here's the one where the slipcover got pretty fucking banged up on this one right here. And I've kind of thought about just telling my wife, like, send this back to Amazon. They can do better than this. Hopefully, my luck, they'll send me one without a slipcover the next time. Or they'll send me one with a fucking slipcover on it that'll look twice as worse as this one. But, guys, that is Ghost Ship. I don't know if that camera's going to be to pick up, but there is where something's pressed heavy. And it's got, like, a bubble, like, right here where, like, the slipcover's raised up just a little bit. You can only kind of tell it by carefully examining it there a little bit. And I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but there's like this mark that's like running across. Let me try to find it right there. I don't know if that light, but yeah, there you go. See that line running across right there? That is not the design of the slipcover. Something just heavy raked across it while they were probably packing or unpacking the big boxes that all this shit came in. Nonetheless, though, I'm glad to have it. And I'll be honest with you, I'm probably not going to go through the trouble of sending this back to Amazon only to play fucking tic-tac-toe with them on whether I'm going to get a better slipcover or if I'm going to get lucky enough to get a slipcover at all. I could always just take the slip off of this, send just the movie back by itself, and hopefully get a slipcover with it, but who knows. So I'm just going to be happy with what I got. And that's it, so. But, beggars can't be choosers. But anyway, it looks like new audio commentaries, new interviews, special effect makeup supervisor, Max on set, Ghost Ship, secrets of Antonio Graza, a closer look at the gore, designing the Ghost Ship. I can tell that there is some archive stuff on here, and of course, Mudvayne's Not Falling music video, which I am a huge Mudvayne fan, and I remember this like this was yesterday, but The End of All Things to Come, which was their second album, technically, sorta. They had, I think it was The Beginning of All Things to Come was like kind of like their first self-financed record. That's when they went on to do LD50, which was their very successful second, you can call their sophomore record. Right. Yeah, their sophomore record, which was LD50, which was a great album. That's when I fell in love with that band. Saw them multiple times. Loved every performance of it. That band has changed over the years. Went on hiatus for the longest time. Now we're just hearing this year that they are coming back. But I remember when that video first came out, and that was pretty much the single that was being promoted off that album first. And I was digging the hell out of the song, liked the video. So of course, when I got this movie and I heard that song actually being played during while the movie was going, I was very excited about it. So guys, that is Ghost Ship. I will say another thing too. I think there was this post on Facebook, and they were asking like, hey, like this past year, what has been the one collector's edition release that you have been the most unsatisfied with? That could be with the fact that either you just don't like the film, or just the fact the restoration, or the lack of quality in the special features. And a lot of people did choose Ghost Ship, so not sure what that was about. I do have my old, my old DVD of Ghost Ship up there. I think I have another one where they did a Blu-ray release, but it was like a double feature thing where they put two movies on in one case, and Ghost Ship was one of them, I think. Or maybe I'm thinking of 13 Ghosts, for all I know. I can always get those two confused because these were around the same time. I love the fuck out of 13 Ghosts. And I do like Ghost Ship. This was a great... I remember when this first came out. And got it from the video store and watched it. I was fucking all over this thing. I loved it. It's that ship scene too, with the stable wire runs through the ship and just gets motherfuckers right in half. It had me from there. I was like, what's gonna happen next? Because that was the shit. But yeah, guys, that is Ghost Ship. So can't wait to dig into that. That is from 2002, 91 minutes. So we'll see what that has to offer. Hopefully Scream Factory put some work in there. Next up, guys, and I'm very surprised. This was... we're almost done here with that Father's Day package that I got. Very surprised that this one came with a slipcover. This is one I missed out on a long time ago, and I just, for some reason, never got around to picking it up. And this is the oldest release in the Scream Factory Collector's Edition line that I do not have. This came out a couple years ago, and I just, for some reason, never got around to it. It was a fucking shame, but it is what it is. But this is Brian De Palma's Obsession. I know Arrow Video has a release of this right here. I think they have a window set of it. It comes with a nice book. Then they have the Amaray set, which is, I think that's a 2-disc set. I'm not sure. I think it's a Blu-ray DVD set maybe for that first print run with the booklet. But that window set, I believe it has like a nice big thick booklet in there. I saw the spinal one on eBay, and I was like, wow, what's in that book? But I've never seen this movie before, though, so definitely looking forward to it. From the specs on the back, I don't see where they gave it a new restoration or anything like that. But, of course, maybe they did clean it up. Who knows if they got Arrow Video's transfer, maybe tweaked it or something like that. I just have no idea. Need to do some more homework on it. Got new audio commentary with the Arthur. Brian De Palma split screen, A Life in Film, new interview with producer George Leto and editor Paul Hirsch. Obsession Revisited, including interviews with director Brian De Palma. So there is some archive stuff from what I can see right here. Let's see what we got, guys. This was from 1975, released in 1975. And it says 1976 right here beside it, so I couldn't tell you which one. Either came out in 75 or 76, 98 minutes long. So definitely surprised this still came with a slip, though. Scream Factory always guarantees their slipcovers for like the first 3 months after release date. Some stuff, man, it doesn't sell well for them. Of course, it's still going to have their, it's going to have the slipcover on it later on. But it's just one of those things with that market with slipcovers right now, which is fucking crazy in some of those fan groups I follow on Facebook. I'm surprised that Amazon still actually has some of these with the slipcovers on the shelf. So, but I keep seeing them, all these guys buy like that, buy two, get one free on those Amazon sales and those Target sales. And I'm very surprised that some of those roll in with slipcovers on them. I'm just like, wow, you got lucky, because I bet you, like, thankfully, since they had, like, some of the old stock in their warehouse and now they're getting rid of some of that stuff. That is the original slipcover ones that was manufactured and probably what Scream Factory is selling off their site right now. You go to Scream Factory and order, you probably won't get the fucking slipcover for it. especially for a lot of those that get on there and they order it because they definitely want the poster with it and stuff. Those slips are part of that too. It goes so. But yeah, can't wait to check out this. I watched a Brian De Palma film not too long ago from Arrow Video that released with John Travolta and Nancy Allen, I believe, and that was Blowout. And I'll be honest with you, I just wasn't in the mood that night to watch that movie, and I probably should have went for something else, but didn't really too much care for it that much. I will say this, I will revisit it and give it another go. I know a lot of people praise the hell out of that movie, but just saying, I will admit I was in one of those moods where I probably should just put something on just for junk food for the brain kind of movie instead of sitting there trying to watch something serious and watch John Travolta figure out how this horrible accident happened that he just so happened to record the audio for, which I thought was a great fucking premise now as I think about it. But that is Obsession. Guys, you see how fast I just detoured and just rambled on like that? Fuck me running. But yeah, guys, like I was telling you, I did get that King Kong right there from Best Buy, so I got that. And the collector's editions I got in that Father's Day box. So that puts me 5 more right there to go on that big shelf. What you can't see from this angle, I don't think that's all Arrow Video right there. But on that shelf up there is my collector's editions, and that thing is just growing, growing, growing. So it's nice to get those 5 to put back in there. I can tell you guys, I know the only thing I'm up to date with the collector's editions, with the exception of, I believe that's Event Horizon, which I don't have yet, so I got to work on getting that. We got a couple releases coming out I believe it's this month. Is it this month or next month? Something like that. Don't quote me on it. I do know for a fact the House of Wax, the Paris Hilton one's coming out as a collector's edition. Brotherhood of the Wolf, I believe, is another one coming out. That one's in there. We got Dead Zone, which I'm fucking just over the moon about. Can't wait to get that. Surprised that poster's still available on Screen Factory's website. I will be locking that in pretty soon. But yeah, totally stoked that that's get to add those to the collection right there. We got a few coming out. We got that also. While I'm thinking about it, that's a Roger Corman film. I think it's called Galaxy of the Stars or something like that. I could got that title wrong, guys. It's been a long day. I usually try to look at this stuff and make sure I know exactly what I'm talking about. But I believe it's Galaxy. It's Galaxy from the Stars or Galaxy of the Stars. That is a Roger Corman film, I believe. I don't know if he directed it or just or produced it or whatever, because we all know Roger Corman has. I think that dude's directed like over 40 fucking films, and he's probably produced over 400. So, love the hell out of that dude. Can't wait to check that steelbook out. I do know that the figure by itself, because this is one of those kits where the steelbook is going to come with a lithograph and a NECA figure. The NECA figure by itself, to buy it, that was $40. That's sold out, but they still do have the deluxe kit where you can get the steelbook, the lithograph, and the figure, and I think that's $70, $60, $70. I think it's $70. I'll lean towards more $70 on that. But they still do have that open, so if you guys are interested in that, please go over to the Screen Factory website, check that out. I'll be honest with you. I don't really care for the NECA figure. Me personally, everybody else who does, man, kudos to you. Kudos to you guys who went on there and jumped on there and grabbed that figure by itself for $40. My only downside is I have every single Screen Factory steelbook. I'm not the Shout Factory stuff, just the Screen Factory stuff. Our very last one that was released, which is, I believe, My Bloody Valentine. I did get that one. Got that with a lithograph. Got that with a NECA. And guys, I just don't really care for the NECAs, so I sold my NECAs. The one in there that I didn't really want to let go of, because I was just like, man, that's like one of my favorite ones, which was the Tom Atkins one. But honestly, guys, I just got to that point where I was just like, these things are sitting in a box. I never fuck with them. They just sit on a shelf. They're just for display. I'm not really getting any joy out of them. And for what some of those things were running for, found somebody, man, who was just desperate, threw a ton of cash at me for them. I was like, you know what, I can take that cash and just buy what I really love, which is the films to put on my shelf. Whether it's films that I love or just films that I want to give a chance, get a new experience for, and broaden my perception of some of this stuff. So that's exactly what I did. But the sad thing is, I will say about that is they done this once before too. I think they did it with the My Bloody Valentine steelbook. I can't remember if they done that as well for the the Summer Party Massacre one or not. Motel Hell and Pumpkinhead, of course, came with their lithographs. But for My Bloody Valentine, like you had to buy the deluxe kit just to get the lithograph. When usually you would only used to you would just buy the steel book, and if there was availability left and they didn't sell out, you would automatically get the lithograph with it. Now those lithographs are fucking odd size dimensions as it gets. A lot of us have a hard time framing those, putting them up. You'll see the two right here I have behind me. I tacked them up on my wall. I assure you, I don't